it's time to rank another soundtrack, and it's time to rank another Mega Man soundtrack. This time it's Mega Man 10. Just like Mega Man 9, it was also in 8-bit. And we've got 14 songs to choose from in this one. Once again, I'm just doing the stage themes, so no intro, no outro, no password screen, none of that stuff. So there were 8 Robot Masters, 5 Dr. Wily stages, plus I counted, I guess technically the 6th theme that was used in a Dr. Wily stage because there was the Stage 1 intro section. I decided to include that one in the rankings too, so 14 altogether. As always, I will preface this with the statement that this ranking is just my opinion. It's not to be taken seriously. I respect your opinion, so please respect mine, and I encourage debate and discussion. So without any further ado, let's get on with the list. Number 14, Dr. Wily Stage 5. I will say right off the bat, I do like the electronic percussive noises in the background. It's got this cool mechanical industrial kind of sound with the drums and the percussion. But the song itself doesn't go anywhere. It kind of stays in one place. And the heart monitor beeping sounds in the background get annoying fast. They're too out front. It should have been mixed lower in volume, or just left out of the arrangement in certain spots. Because sometimes a little goes a long way. And this was overly included and too far out front. And on top of it, like I said, just a bit redundant and stagnant. Number 13, Nitro Man. I think what kills it for me with this one is that the main verse is really just nothing more than a cheap rewrite of the middle section of Proto Man's Castle, song from Mega Man 5. And then the next section, the notes are all over the place. Even though they're not bad notes or anything like that, it's just that it's organized chaos. It doesn't sound off, it's just they don't sound good. There is a pretty decent solo in there though, I'll say. And I like the fact that there are several sections. It's not the same thing over and over again like Wily Stage 5, but none of the sections are really that great. Number 12, Dr. Wily Stage 2. The intro riff is jarring. I do not like it at all. Thankfully though, you only hear it one time and then the loop resets starting with the next section. It's energetic. I like the energy, but I feel like it's kind of being forced on us. Like, it wants to be a bigger and more grandiose song than it actually is. It's a Wily stage, so, you know, they were going for that, but like a lot of other songs on this soundtrack, it's going through the tired route of trying too hard to just sound like a Mega Man song, hit all those Mega Man tropes and cliches, and you're left with something that's just mediocre. Number 11, Dr. Wily Stage 1A. This is the song that plays at the beginning of Wily Stage 1, before changing later on. It's got a nice, creepy vibe. I like the vibe. I like the sound of the bass line quite a bit. But it's so short. It sounds like... I know that it's just meant to be a segue into the real level, so there's no need for there to be a lot to it. But as far as the song itself, I wish there was more, because it had so much potential. It could have been something really good. It just sounds very unfinished and more like a demo. Number 10, Chill Man. I like the gallopy percussion, and the end section is pretty cool, no pun intended, but I don't like the way the keyboard is being played. It sounds like somebody's just playing it with one finger, hitting all the notes that need to be hit, but holding it down without any decay or anything that makes it sound natural. It's too stabby, it's too programmed and synthetic. The production of this is substandard. It's written well, it's just produced not well at all, and it's disappointing to me. I think like this could have been a better tune. Not anything classic, it would not have been in the top 5, I don't think, but something about the production of this song kills it for me. Number 9, Dr. Wily Stage 3. There's not much to say about this one. It's just really predictable. It sounds like it should have been used for like a throwaway Robot Master. If you played this for anybody who plays video games but has never played this game, and you played it for them blind or deaf, they would definitely say, oh, that's Mega Man. That's got to be something from Mega Man. It has that Mega Man sound to it. But it's one of those ones that you can predict the notes that are coming up next. You can predict the riff. It's not affecting me. I'm not feeling anything from it. And especially since we're going down a route that we've been so many times, I feel like I'm going to react just as the song is veering towards. Number 8, Commando Man. Very simple. There's not a lot to it. I do like how it's heavy. It's got a very heavy vibe to it. The drums are really hammering down. The riffs are just kind of plain, though. I will say that it has a cool breakdown. I like those little drum fills in between the riffs. So, on the whole, it is what it is. It does its job, and it doesn't offend, but it doesn't wow me either. Number 7, Dr. Wily Stage 4. Dr. Wily Stage 5 should have taken lessons from this one. It's got the dark vibe going, it is creepy and foreboding, but it doesn't have those annoying fucking heart rate monitor things pulsing continuously. It does stay in a steady course, it doesn't have a lot going on. The stage itself is mostly the Robot Master rematches, so you're not going to hear a continuous uninterrupted loop at any point, but it's still got a little bit more going on than the previously mentioned Wily stage. It seems to combine Mega Man 2 Wily stages 3 and 4 and 5 with a similar sequence to that, along with the dark vibe of Mega Man 3's Wily stages 5 and 6. And I think you end up with a pretty good penultimate stage theme. Definitely fits the vibe of the stage itself. There's a sense of finality coming up. I think it really should have been the final stage itself. Or make the last stage silent like Mega Man 2 did. Number 6, Sheep Man. Now, Sheep Man's song is another one that Wily Stage 5 should have looked to for some pointers, because Sheep Man's song does do a good job of sounding digital and computerized and electronic without shoving a digital fart into your ear. It has that synthetic kind of drum patterns going on in the background with the electronic noises, but it does have a catchy riff on top. It may be a little on the predictable side of things, like the composer was trying their best to make a song that sounds like Mega Man as opposed to writing something original that would fit into a Mega Man game, but like I said, it is a very catchy riff, and it has enough elements to keep it from sounding generic. It's predictable, but it's not generic. It has an identity to it. Number 5, Blade Man. The main riff is kind of bland, but it has a pretty good breakdown, has some cool percussion, and the last section has a very nice sequence to it. The last few Mega Man games at this point all seem to have this safe pick that follows the Mega Man formula and doesn't do anything different or innovative, but still gets the job done. It usually isn't going to be toward the top of these lists, but it still sounds like it belongs with the classic Mega Mans, like Grenade Man, for example, from Mega Man 8, Burst Man from Mega Man 7, those kind of songs that are balancing the whole following the Mega Man formula with being just fresh enough to not be completely boring like some of these songs on this list that are ranked toward the bottom. Number 4, Dr. Wily Stage 1B. I love the opening riff in this one. The next couple riffs are what they are. I really like the drumming, and the solo in the background is really good too. The end section comes together quite well too. It really sounds like something out of Mega Man 5. The tone of it sounds very reminiscent of 5. Although the end section does sound a little too triumphant, like it almost is like an end credits section. A little bit of an odd fit for a Wily stage, but the song itself as a whole, from beginning to end, has a lot of variety to it, and there's not a bad moment in the song. Number 3, Pump Man. Now this one might be ranked higher than where a lot of people will put it, because there aren't really any hooks or anything. It doesn't change all that much. I just think it's really cool sounding. I like the way that the intro has this fade in and out effect going on with some flange to the chords. It's a nice change of pace. I like the dark vibe and the slower tempo. It stands out to me. And in a soundtrack where there's a sea of filler, I guess, I want to hear something that's different from everything else. It's not exactly innovative or anything like that, but it sounds different than the rest of the soundtrack. Number 2, Strike Man. The main riff is, again, one of those ones that sounds like it's been done before, but it is still probably the most memorable riff in the game. It's very hooky, very catchy, it's not repetitive, and it doesn't get old. The second section is a little on the peppy side, I guess. It's very up-tempo and it's very happy. But I do like the fact that I didn't see that coming. Again, in a soundtrack where there's a lot of predictable, ho-hum, uninspired arrangements going on, I like a curveball thrown in to the mix, and that was not a pun regarding Strike Man and his baseball design. It's a little odd, this section that I mentioned, but they make up for any questionable quality of it with the way that it transitions back into the main riff. I love the way it does that. Number 1, Solar Man. This was not a hard choice for me at all. This one has lots of energy, a real ballsy riff. The bass is so dirty. Such a good tone. It's got a nice effect too on all the notes in the main riff. It's got this weird pitch bend thing going on with it. It takes a riff that probably would have sounded a little more ordinary by itself, but you do these little tweaks with the production and you end up with something really cool. And the production and tone of the song really fits the atmosphere of Solar Man stage. It sounds hot, it sounds like you're melting. I also gotta say that I really like the breakdown. It seamlessly goes into this crazy blast beat finale, and it transitions perfectly into the intro again, despite the fact that the two sections sound so much different from each other. So that was it for Mega Man 10. Here's a quick recap of the list. Number 14, Dr. Wily Stage 5. Number 13, Nitro Man. Number 12, Dr. Wily Stage 2. Number 11, Dr. Wily Stage 1A. Number 10, Chill Man. Number 9, Dr. Wily Stage 3. Number 8, Commando Man. Number 7, Dr. Wily Stage 4. Number 6, Sheep Man. Number 5, Blade Man. Number 4, Dr. Wily Stage 1B. Number 3, Pump Man. Number 2, Strike Man. And number 1, Solar Man. So that was the list. What did you think? What was your opinion of the list? What would you do differently? What are your opinions of the soundtrack? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.